Hey everyone, welcome to LOCKBEARD Random Live number 108. Helm the 108. See, nobody has identified the scene of the movie that comes from yet, but whatever. A little bit early in the day, I know. But Satch or Joe from Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group channel. He's going to be live at 6, so wanted to slip it in before he gets started. So yeah, I know it's a little early. Bat Mom says she's first, and it appears that you are. Brian Chewy go hiking, second and third. Got injured, huh? This Saturday show took a bad fall hiking in a box canyon. Leaf fall and slippery moss. Shoulder is useless. So hopefully it heals appropriately. Thanks for showing up. Chessboard says hello to everybody. Welcome, Chessboard. Brian says people got to start rolling in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure some people, a few people may still be at work or whatever. So it is a little bit early today. However, Mr. Lee has no excuse. It's 10 p.m. where he's at. What's wrong with him? I thought I was his new favorite. So, can anyone explain the title today? Helm the 108? Or anything on the freaking thumbnail for that matter? Because there's a little bit of stuff going on. It is Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. We pretty much did Halloween the other night, but and I'm sure there'll be some subject matter pertaining to Halloween discussed today. But there's some crazy shit going on. Twitter is a madhouse. Yeah, freedom is happening. Is what's going on. Freedom is happening. Yeah, these far lefties, some of them are posting on Twitter, I'm leaving because Elon Musk, blah 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 blah. Like, and I've responded in some cases, something. Well, usually by Felicia, but in some cases something along the lines of. So I mean, what's your problem? Anti-male sentiments, aren't going to be just the only thing you hear anymore, right? There's going to be more freedom of speech. If you want to say anti-male stuff, then other people can say anti-female stuff or anti anything else for that matter. I'm sure that there will be some reasonable limits. You can't just go full bore on someone, but they've been allowed to be full scale sexist against men on platforms such as Twitter. They've been allowed to be full scale discriminatory towards heterosexuals in general. They've been able to be full scale racist against white people. And so, my question is so what is your problem with getting rid of racism, sexism, and discrimination against sexual orientation? I thought these were the things that you guys championed on the left, but apparently not. Apparently they only want those things gotten rid of for certain groups. See, because the reality is the far left is straight up, full scale, hardcore, racist, sexist, and heterophobes. They're discriminatory people. They call you what they really are. They'll call you a Nazi. That's what they really are. When you're censoring people's freedom of speech, when you're deleting their videos and their posts because you claim they are Nazi, that is being Nazi. Deleting people's stuff, burning books, basically, and censoring free speech. That's Nazi stuff. Killing unwanted babies. That's pretty damn Nazi, right? Now, I'm not fully anti-abortion or anything. I'm just saying these guys want to wait until the baby pops his head out the vagina and then scramble its brains. Let them get a good look at the world first. Don't forget to let the baby get a good look at the world before you scramble his fucking brains. That's the far left. They want to sexualize kids. They'll criticize you for sexualizing a woman, but they want to sexualize kids. They want to go into the schools and prime the kids to be useful sex objects for the people on the far left. That's what they're doing. No, they don't like that we're calling them out. That's why they want to silence us. See, they want to silence us uh, from being able to criticize that kind of shit. Epstein Island kind of shit that they want that kind of place all over the place, right? Where child sex slaves can be trafficked to and utilized by all these sick fucks. No age limits for these people either. Now, you may not want to think about it, but there's no age limits for these people. They're sick fucks. They want to go into the preschools and teach children to be sexualized, prime them to be abused. So they're crying. They're crying about Twitter. You got free speech of people that disagree with their far left psycho bullshit. A little bit of leftism's fine. There's certain things that are lefty type ideals that I'll go along with. I'm good with it, but it's the crazy shit. They went all the way over there, way the fuck over there, where whatever left is, but it's that crazy shit that they're doing, that they're trying to push. I'm all for environmental protection, but they want to push this global warming shit. And most of these people that are screaming the loudest on the internet are not scientists at all. They don't have anything remotely approaching qualifications to speak on the matter of environmental issues at all. I, however, do have an environmental management degree. I don't consider that to be much, but it's way more than your average citizen out there who's talking out their ass about this shit. They don't know shit. They don't know shit. They know what they've been told. They know what they've been told by the government. They know what they've been told by the media and by actors and actresses in Hollywood who don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. They know how to pretend. They have the basic skills of a child, how to pretend. That's it. Actors and actresses don't have any other qualifications for shit most of the time. Some of them do. Some of them actually do, but you need to look into it before you listen to an actress or actor. Just because they're on a TV show or a movie doesn't mean they're anything. Just because they act like a hero doesn't mean they're a hero in real life. Most of them are pansy ass fucks. Just because they act like they're just some genius on the screen doesn't mean they have an IQ beyond anything above a chimpanzee. Most of them probably are below fucking chimpanzee. The way they talk, they certainly know how to follow orders and toe the party line. So. Try not to get too fucking. There's going to be some political stuff to talk about today, obviously. With the Twitter, with the Pelosi shit. Chessboard here says, hope your shoulder gets better, Brian. Indeed. Big out for winter hiking. Angels here, welcome. So I don't know. Has anybody seen the short video I put up today? It's not much of a video, but about the hammer. Let me see here. Let me see here. Maybe I can pull it up. Without getting my computer too riled up. It's not happy. It's not happy. Just a second. Need to bring it up. A lot of people who are watching mainstream news probably haven't been given the slightest inkling of what really happened with Paul Pelosi. Well, I ain't saying I know. I don't know exactly what happened, but I have a bit of an idea. You know, this is the home of the woman who is, you know, was it second in line to become president in line of succession. And you're going to tell me that somebody just waltzed into their house as if it is unguarded. Son of a bitch. This thing isn't going to work at all, is it? Oh, that's probably good enough. So the story goes, you know, what they told you, this guy went in their house and tried to attack Paul Pelosi. They were fighting over a hammer, apparently, or struggling with a hammer in their underwear. And anyway, I put this up as kind of a joke about it because I don't think that this was just some rando that went in there. There are claims that he's some kind of far right, blah, blah, blah. They've tried to push that narrative, but the fact is this guy is some kind of hippie commune, nudist, kind of freakazoid guy. He's not some far right person. He's a fucking lefty as hell. For the most part, but and probably a little nuts, but also I think this was a lovers' quarrel. The Pappy and Paul Pelosi were fucking, and I guess they are embarrassed about it. They want to hide it. Now these are lefties, right? I thought lefties were supposed to be all inclusive about this kind of stuff, about bisexuality, that this was cool. And yet here they are being hypocrites, you know, hiding the fact. Well, again, I can't say it's a fact, but how do you explain that this guy got in there? How do you explain that they were told a contradicting story, like that? Oh, I don't know who he is. To, oh, he's a friend. You know, which is it? Is he a friend or is he someone you don't know who he is? There's been some mention out there in the interwebs that he's been seen going in there numerous times. Now, I really don't want to get in his business, right? I'm not interested in it that much. So my problem here is the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy. If you're bisexual, why are you lying about it? Maybe it's just as simple is he wants to keep his business private, but why'd you call the cops? You know. I mean, he didn't get hit with the hammer till after the cops got there, so I don't know. But no, I think he's legitimately ashamed of being bisexual, and that's what's going on. That this was a lover's quarrel, and the left really hates this. They hate that those of us that are in the middle, like me, although they would probably call me far right in that job, but I'm in the middle. I'm a libertarian, pretty for the most part. But people they hate the fact that for the most part, people on the right and libertarians especially do not give a shit what your sexuality is. We really don't. What we do give a shit about is when you guys go and preach to us all this bullshit, and then you act like hypocrites about it. You may have seen a couple of shorts today I put up today involving Jimmy Kimmel, who is another hypocrite. You know, I probably got some more coming with him being, quite a pig when it comes to women, and yet he did a lot of criticizing of Donald Trump for his questionable sexual behavior in the past. Jimmy Kimmel has, in fact, there was one headline somewhere where Jimmy Kimmel said that he didn't think Trump had any business speaking about people's sexual improprieties. Maybe Jimmy Kimmel needs to look in the goddamn mirror. I don't know. I might make Jimmy Kimmel a little bit of a project for a few days until the point that maybe someone says, "Hey, this guy over here, he's gonna keep laying this shit on." Because Jimmy Kimmel just needs to shut the hell up. You can't go out and criticize these guys for something. Anybody, Trump, either side of the aisle. I don't care which side of the aisle it is, but you're out there criticizing Trump for shit that you're guilty of yourself, Jimmy Kimmel. So maybe you should just shut the fuck up. Sandra Piper's here. It's probably a good time for me to take the Sweet Hammer, Pleasure Hammer vibrator sex toy off the goddamn screen. Here it goes. It's going away. The point is that they're lying to you about Paul Pelosi's little incident. This guy didn't just waltz in and attack Paul Pelosi looking for Nancy, but that's a bunch of bullshit. What this is looking like is that Paul Pelosi and DePappy were sex partners, and they had a lover's quarrel. That's probably what we're dealing with here. Again, I can't prove that, but there's too much shit that ain't lining up. Even people on the left and the media are saying some shit don't add up here. What's going on? The crap that don't add up is that the story doesn't, their story is contradicting and everything. This guy who was wrestling with Paul Pelosi in their underwear was probably Paul Pelosi's boyfriend or something, or maybe a regular prostitute, because there's people saying that he's been to their house a number of times before. So but they're trying to cover for him. The media is trying to cover for him, blah blah blah. But again, you're far left. I thought you were tolerant of bisexuality. Just admit that that's what it was. It was a lover's quarrel. Look, and I'm telling you, most people no one who's a libertarian, and probably I would say most Republicans, do not care that he's bisexual. We do not care that this was. We don't care. What we care is that you guys are hypocrites. You act like you're all inclusive, but then you're acting ashamed about this now, and you're lying to the public about this incident. You had to call the police. You were engaged in risky behavior. I mean, this guy maybe is a prostitute or something. I don't know. Apparently, he's visited the Pelosi home on a number of occasions in the past. This isn't some guy he didn't fucking know. It's public now, regardless. So just tell the truth. Are they lying to the police? Are the police lying for them? I mean, these are our public officials, and we rely on them to tell the goddamn truth about shit. And it just don't look like they're being truthful. So I have an issue now. I don't care that Paul Pelosi's bisexual, if he is. I don't know that for a fact, but I think that's what's going on, and a lot of other people think the same. What I care is he's lying and being a hypocrite. So anyway, and a lot of people have commented like, okay, if an 80-something-year-old man gets hit with a hammer, how does he survive it? Well, because it was made out of silicone. It was a hammer vibrator, like I just showed you. It's not really metal. It's a silicone sex toy. He got bashed in the head with a silicone sex toy. Hey, whatever you want to do, man. But you're gonna get laughed at a little bit for that. B Lynn says, Lockbeard, happy Halloween. Welcome to the chat, B Lynn. Happy Halloween to you as well. We'll be lurking while you eat. Oh, now I feel the pressure. Now I gotta be a lot more, even more clean. Well, we're done. We're done talking about Paul Pelosi's sexual encounter with boyfriend or prostitute DePappy, and them fighting over a hammer-shaped dildo in their underwear. B-Lynn says, I'm headed out, family event. Hope everyone has a good evening. Maybe enjoy some sweets. Don't do it. Where's Mr. Lee when you need him? Let me see here. Just a moment.
On one side lies our own frail universe. On the other, poised to strike, lives a dark and powerful force of evil, lying in wait to extinguish all life and all light. The time has come. The universe needs a hero. But in New York City in the year 2259, a good hero is hard to find. From acclaimed international director Luc Besson comes The Fifth Element.
I think the movie is very fresh, very young. It's just for fun. Very modernistic world.
It's dramatic and it has action, but at the same time, it is really funny. There's a lot of humor in it.
It's bizarre and it's very colorful and it's good old-fashioned, good conquering evil.
It's loud. People gonna take it in and they're gonna have to say, what was that?
It doesn't come from a comic strip. It just comes from my forehead. I just like to give my own feeling about the future. I was very interested also to show that the future is not specifically dark. I think it's a nice approach.
You see these different pieces or simple people gathered together for elements of life: water, fire, earth, air. Around the fifth one. A fifth element.
The story is that the eternal fight against evil, you know, the good people try to save life.
When the three planets are in eclipse, black hole like a door is open. Evil comes, spreading terror and chaos. See the snake, Billy? The ultimate evil. Make sure you get the snake.
Yes, I've got your snakes.
300 years later, the black hole opens to release the ultimate evil. And the future of the universe falls to one man.
You've been selected for a mission of the utmost importance.
What mission?
Save the world.
play a character called Corbin Dallas. He's an ex-Federation fighter pilot. Now drives a cab in the 23rd century.
I think I love the hero, but when the hero is just a hero, you know, like a big muscles hero, it's a little boring for me. I think there's nothing more attractive than, you know, a guy who wants to help, but he doesn't know how to do it, and, you know, he's scared about that, but, you know, he doesn't want to hurt anyone. Corbin, for example, is like this.
Action! He's an architect. I mean, you're supposed to like those kind of guys.
There's a ball of fire, 1,200 miles diameter, heading straight for Earth. And we have no idea how to stop it.
How much time do we have?
If its speed remains constant, in an hour and 57 minutes.
I'll call you back in 2 hours.
The wonderful thing about Bruce is I came in New York, I give him the script, I come back 2 hours later, he say, it's great, I do it. You know, I have tears in my eyes because, you know, a huge star like him will just say yes. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you.
The car is turning this way, so I'm turning the wheel that way. Yes. So the big
Bruce is very chill, quiet, unassuming. There's this one scene that we were shooting in the cab. Luke's there with his camera like squeezed in, and Bruce was there, and I'm here, and we're all kind of tight in this cab. And then I hear Bruce like whispering to me. He's like, just move up the light. You know, you're never like right there. And I'm like crying, like, you know, moving up for the light and stuff. But it was just so hilarious that he's so on it. He's so professional. Like he knew not just from.
You'll remember that.
Any survivors?
Having some technical issues here. Ryan saying hi to Angel. Beeland says, headed out, family event. Hope everyone has a good evening. Maybe enjoy some sweets. I think I already read that one, didn't I? I did. I don't think she's still here. I think she stepped in at the beginning, but stepped out.
This film is set against a really, really huge canvas, but at its heart, it's a very simple boy meets girl love story.
You're right. You know, I shouldn't. I was wrong to kiss you.
My character, her name is Lilu. She's a mix between a lion cub bird and an Ewok. Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Yeah. Lena at Multipass, she knows Multipass. Lena Dallas, my wife, we're newlyweds, just met. You know how it is, bump into each other, sparks happen. Yeah, she knows it's a Multipass.
To give the part of Lilu was very complicated. I've seen 5,000 girls all around the world. Mila, she was excellent. So I see her 1 time, 2 time, make some tests. I asked her if she will give everything to the movie because I need this commitment from her. She said yes. She stop everything. Go to London for 8 months and works like hell, gym, karate, everything. And she was brilliant.
2, 3.
Still no one remember the line for the title tonight.
I trained 3 hours a day, did ballet classes. It was the first time I'd ever worked out and actually, sat and did weights, aerobics, karate, so many things. You name it, I did it.
Mila, I think, worked harder than anyone else in this film. She really beat herself up and really sacrificed her own body for the film.
Action!
It was amazing to shoot all that stuff. It was the first time I've ever done any sort of action things.
It's exactly like from here. If I want to touch the bar with my face,
No.
Okay. They had this whole ledge set up, and I had to jump into this big balloon.
Doesn't seem like they're messing with this on the live stream on this. Yeah. I don't know. If anyone who hasn't seen this movie should see it. It was one of those where they managed to make something pretty unique, and you know, it was before they started doing, trying to ram a bunch of, because see, a lot of people might look at this and say today, and they might not want to watch it because they're tired of all the woke stuff. See, back then we laughed at Chris Tucker's character, which they'll get into a little bit further into this little documentary here, which we've talked about it before. Chris Tucker's character, I think we called that was a random live called Super Green, I think. But it just has fun with it. Everybody laughed at it, whatever, no big deal, But nowadays they were just trying to ram stuff down our throats so much that it's become this big issue, and people are sick of it. So, but luckily we still can go back and watch, these movies from years ago that there's nothing wrong with, right? They're good movies, and they managed to make something pretty unique. So, because there's just so many of them run, it's hard to, after a while, it's hard to see, it's hard to make anything unique. And this seemed pretty unique at the time. So.
He was great. I think if Luke wanted to get anybody to jump through fire, because that's just the kind of person he is, he'll sell you the Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean?
I'm screwed.
You are supposed to
Got a case with 4 stones in it! 1, 2, 3, 4 stones!
Corbin Dell's nemesis is Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zor, played by Gary Oldman.
So, this is a comic villain. He basically wants to take over the universe.
Sorry, sir. You can't stay here. This is a hotel.
I know.
Sort of like powerful businessman types involved in shows like very Euro trash kind of.
I'll have to force those regular but it wasn't easy. My cuffs have tripled.
I love Zord. He's a weird character because he's very strong and very dark. But in the same time, he has a lot of panache.
It's nice to see you again, Father.
I remember you now.
This is so-called art dealer. I'm glad you got your money back. Because you're going to need it.
My cup is art dealer, but what I really do feel is I make these incredible weapons. This is 300,000 round flip.
With the gorgeous gas heads?
The net.
My favorite. And for the grand finale, the all-new Ice Cube system. It was a lot of fun.
Finish the job? All those oldies.
there is.
Are we getting an echo at all? Because I know a lot of times, it seems like almost all the time, I get an echo from a video being played like this, unless I hit the mute, and I haven't hit the mute. I'm kind of wondering if they shut us down. It's showing we're still live, though. But, and the viewer number went down. So I really feel like YouTube might be fiddling with us a little bit. Ain't no chat going on either. So anybody still out there?
One of my best friends since a few years now, so it's different because he's my family. This one is not action.
Our relationship on the set, it's very unique. We fool around and we clown a lot, around a lot. There's a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor.
5 more minutes. 5 more minutes.
I have like 15 minutes of dailies with takes that we were obliged to cut because we were laughing. I can make a short movie about that, about just the laugh of Gary on the set. It was so funny.
Actor comedian Chris Tucker provided the comic relief as Ruby Rod, the futuristic superstar DJ.
I play the rest of the song after the concert because right now it's time to come and say the word of the day. So tell me, my man, you happy? And now, shut up!
I had a lot of scenes with Chris. He's always on, he's always working, he's always trying. He's very bizarre, melding of a lot of things.
I stopped the cast, and Chris is the first one I've seen. The first day when he came in, he has a suit, and he was like very, polite. So maybe he heard like, I'm French or things. So he tried to impress me, and I said to him, "Are you boring all the time like this?" And then he said, "No." The good thing on Chris is he's a comedian, so he can come on stage and make 400 people laugh for 2 hours.
3, 2, 1. Luke somehow gets actors to do things that I'm not sure that they would do under normal circumstances. I think Chris's costumes really took him to another class.
The first time Chris has seen the outfit, he said, "Oh my God."
The clothes that Luke wanted me to wear was way, way out. And I was like, hell no, I ain't wearing no dress.
I showed him like the worst one. So then he freaked out. And after I can say, okay, I think this one is too much. What about this one? So then he buys the second one. I'm a snake.
Smile all the time and energy. I want something fast. Okay? Smile. I take this habit to be at the camera. 15 years ago, I started shot to take it. The shot was simple. Then I take the habit of it. Now I love it. I can't make a movie without making the frame.
Standard? Yes, sir. Standard? Yes, sir.
Standard?
Yes, sir.
The good thing also is the actors get used to it. At the beginning, the first few days, they're a little, oh my God, the director is so close because it's not just, right here with the camera. But after it gives so much complicity because I'm here.
Yep. So I don't know if we need to play that whole documentary. It's not really that long, but it you know. But we were on episode 108 of LOCKBEARD Random Live, so I decided to, talk a little bit about the Fifth Element movie. And in it, there's a line, Helm the 108. So it became part of the subject for episode 108. So, I don't know. Sci-fi people, if you like that, if you like sci-fi and you haven't seen The Fifth Element, you should see The Fifth Element. And don't take it too horribly seriously. It's not like super serious sci-fi. So I'm looking on. First thing I pop on a freaking Twitter here and I see Bobo and Cliff Brockman, actors. They were cast, not real researchers. They just act like real researchers. Sorry to bust any bubbles. Any of these people that have a TV show like that, I don't know what the reason why I went off on an old boy the other couple weeks back. He's a multimillionaire, and he's a TV show guy, and he's a multimillionaire. So what does that tell you, right? It's entertainment. He's a producer of entertainment only. He's not interested in actually finding Bigfoot. Just like Bobo and Cliff Brockman, they were there to act like they were going to find Bigfoot. They named the show Finding Bigfoot. That was false advertising. They didn't find shit. So, yeah. Yep. Let me see here. Trying to pull up new improved Twitter. New improved because it's owned by freaking Elon Musk. Can you imagine that? There we go. Can't see that very well on, at least on the StreamYard end, but there it is. Maybe I can zoom in. See what these people are saying. Natalie says she doesn't want pandemic amnesty. Nuremberg Part 2. Yeah. Hopefully it makes a little bit of sense to some folks. As I've told you, we were lied to about a bunch of shit. There's no evidence that there was ever a thing. After 2.5 years of challenging people to show me actual evidence, no one's been able to show me shit. Wonder why? Because they ain't got shit. And I've presented a number of different indications, anyway, that it was all a fraud. So that's why Natalie's saying this right here. Some people need to, a lot of people need to go to jail for the rest of their damn life. Absolutely for the rest of their damn life. Every single person in government and media that helped to perpetrate this domestic terrorist attack, psychological attack, but domestic terrorist psychological attack on the people, every one of them need to go to jail for the rest of their damn life. Period. They're absolutely horrendous criminals. They convinced you that if you had the flu or some kind of respiratory illness that normal, there's a whole bunch of different things that can go wrong with the respiratory system. Radiation poisoning, which for a lot of you is being caused by cell phone radiation. Those symptoms, all these things, and lots of different illnesses were being attributed to the thing, right? To the thing. And they were lying about it and telling you had this thing, and people became convinced. The doctor told me I got this thing. Your doctor doesn't fucking know that because he was given a test, right? And a test doesn't test for that fucking thing. Look into it. Look into it. It doesn't test for that fucking thing. And so they convinced everybody. They convinced everybody to use the media like they always do as a propaganda machine to convince the people to believe whatever the fuck the government wants them to believe. And so here we are. Lots of people's lives ruined. Some of the people were killed by the respirators. Perhaps you saw that covered. I mean, this should be a thing of primary interest to everybody, but a lot of people are just like, whatever. I don't care. We should care. We got a corrupt ass government, and it needs to be destroyed and replaced with good politicians. These people are evil. They're absolutely evil. Every one of them need to go to goddamn jail for the rest of their lives. David says, I'm not paying $240 a year to be verified. Absolutely fuck not. Maybe you've heard that there's talk of, getting a blue check mark costing $20 a month for people. I don't know if that's going to actually go through. Ultra Mega Shrimp says that if the jab doesn't stop infection or transmission, which we all, surely you've heard and know that this is an absolute goddamn fact. Why are they mandating it? Because they want you to submit. Just as the Nazis had people line up, they want you to line up. And this is exactly what's going on. They're trying to institute more and more draconian type control over your life. They got so many people and willing to line up and then go out and harass other people who aren't lining up and try to force them to. No, this is wrong. This is America. You can't do this shit. The shit that happened during this whole thing was illegal. I don't care how much you try to convince me, it's for the benefit of other people. No, you cannot invade my body with a needle if I don't want you to, period. You can't destroy my life because you think I'm some kind of threat. Unproven. They didn't prove anyone was a threat from this thing. Like I said, there's all of the indications are that it did not exist at all. So show me actual proof that it exists. 2.5 years of asking. No one's been able to show me any actual proof that it exists. Well, my doctor said, my test said, and I've told you why those things do not count as proof. They're not proof. Actual proof. Explain to me why the CDC said, we haven't been able to isolate this virus, but we're going to declare a pandemic. How the hell do you declare a pandemic when you haven't even proven that the thing exists by isolating it? You don't. This is just one of the indications that the entire thing was a fraud. Sanders says, I'm back. Dang, a trick-or-treat already starting around here. Give out about 5 bags. Be back. Cool. We'll see you in a bit. Let's see what we got here. Paranormal World. All the locations. Talk about blue whales longer than a 737. Elon took time out of his busy day to reply to that. He's been trolling some people about some shit. Maybe we'll run across one of those trolls. Jimmy says wokeness has consequences. Also feel we should not play the national anthem. Brittany Griner, woke activist and WNBA player. Seems like I remember hearing something about that. I don't know exactly what. Maybe when y'all can put in the chat what happened with her. Seems like there was something that happened with her. Mrs. Bell says you can choose one. What do you choose? 2 years of hitting this ass, 20 years of free gas, free tacos for life, 20 years rent free. Jack says he's still unjabbed. So I told you we're pegging, would you stay in a friendship? Why would that matter? NFL officiating is trash league. Oh, that's a sports guy. Daniel says, same person or no? Pelosi attacker and January 6th camera guy. Oh, man. Why does this always happen? There's always someone that looks like someone involved in some other incident. How much you want to bet that is the same guy? Absolutely is the same guy. Holy shit. It could be. It could be. Where's the bat, Mom? We got the bat dog. We have found the bat dog. Yep. Christina Wong says, I'm leaving Twitter is the new, I'm going to move to Canada. Yeah, how many of those assholes actually moved to Canada? Oh, yeah, if y'all haven't heard about this or don't pay attention, the Powerball is now up to $1 billion. If you buy tickets, if at all possible, try buying them in a state where you don't have to be your name doesn't have to be revealed. Like in Oklahoma, you can't remain anonymous, but I know in Kansas that you can remain anonymous. So if you're close enough to the border of your state and you buy these tickets, one, be prepared to lose because, you're going to almost certainly be losing. Just wasting money. But yeah, anyway, go. If your identity is known, you're going to be dealing with a lot of bullshit. People you ain't talked to in 20 years ain't give a half shit about you. They're going to show up wanting some money. They're going to suddenly act like they care so goddamn much. So hopefully if you're in a state, if you ever do win a large sum of money and you're in a state where you can't remain anonymous, hopefully you just have the ability to say, look, no. No, because if you give money to everybody that asks for it, you ain't gonna have no money left. You know what I mean? Because what's gonna happen if you give them $100? They're gonna be like, "Well, you got millions. You can give me $1 million. What the hell? They'll keep asking for more. If you give them a little, they'll keep asking for more. The reality is the best bet is to don't give anybody shit. Just don't. Just say, look, I'm the one that took the risk and bought the ticket, and I've already tied up all my money in some. I don't know. Maybe you can come up with some bullshit like, I got my bills paid for right now, and then I put the rest in investments that I can't pull out without penalty for 20 years. CDs or something. You don't actually have to do that, but that could be your excuse. Or just tell them, if you're strong enough, tell them to fuck off. Say, no, it's not happening. Because that's bullshit. That's bullshit that as soon as you get some money, here come these people asking for money. And this happens to all these Powerball winners. It happens to all of them. And most of them end up broke as shit before it's over with anyway, no matter how much they win, because they don't really know how to deal with money in the first place. Robert says, instead of piling up on Elon Musk, just release the security footage of the Pelosi house. That will clear everything up, right? Yeah, absolutely. Where is the security footage? Where's the body cam off the cops that went in there? Because he didn't hit the old man until after the cops arrived. So there ought to be some body cam with that, right? Now, who doesn't want to see some DePappy bashing some Pelosi in the head with a dildo hammer on police body cam, both of them wearing their underwear? Oh, John Cooper says, have you noticed an increase in hate speech on Twitter since Elon Musk took over? Yeah, because some lefty fucks out there who send all these bots in to try and make it to stoke the fires. They send these bots in here to do this shit on purpose. Your typical conservative is not into all this hate speech. What do you think? That conservatives go home and they just sit around dropping M-bombs all day? No, for the most part, they don't say shit. Like, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. You want to paint them as if this is some big issue to them. But for most of them, they don't give a shit. They really don't. It's not a big thing to them at all. Homosexuality, race, none of this shit is a big deal to them. And this is what pisses you off, is you keep trying to paint the conservatives as basically being straight up triple K club, card carrying, KKK, hood wearing, cross burning racist, and none of them are. So it's making you look like dumbasses because you can't make this stereotype. You're not supposed to stereotype, but you're trying to create a stereotype. You can't make this stereotype stick. So, John Cooper, just fuck off. Nobody gives a fuck what you think anyway. Red Pill says, don't believe Pelosi Gate. Simply published a surveillance video showing Dave DePappy breaking into the house. Prove me wrong, I'll wait. Yeah, except he didn't break into the house. I don't believe he broke into the house. Where were the dogs? Where were the security guards? You know what I mean? That there's no way this dude just waltzed in there. He was let in there because he was there for some butt fucking. There you go. He even see that's what he's trying to say right there. Pelosi's gay lover. Again, I don't give a shit. This is business. Don't lie. Don't be a hypocrite. And by lying, they're being a hypocrite. Like, why are you ashamed of being a bisexual, Mr. Pelosi? Why are you ashamed of that? Should be ashamed of that. Should be ashamed of being a liar and a hypocrite, though. Not a penny more for Ukraine. I agree. There's some motherfuckers making ass loads of money over that whole deal. It's all about making some rich men even richer. That's all it is. If you don't fall for this Ukraine bullshit, it's always war profiteering. Always. They have total control over where war happens. It isn't just something that's out of control. They orchestrate these wars. Oh, where's Ruthless at? Ruthless is going to miss the kitty. It's Oreo's birthday, apparently. Birthday crown. Laura Logan says the big lie did not work this time. How many others have they told from Charlottesville to January 6th? Yeah. So what's her post here? It says a rainbow flag waving nudist prostitute got up at 2 a.m. Friday morning, decided to create 2 random websites with hundreds of posts about QAnon and Big Brother in the dead of the night. Then stripped down to his underwear, grabbed a hammer, and jogged all the way to Nancy Pelosi's house and miraculously breached 2 layers of max level Secret Service security designed to protect the 3rd most powerful person in the world with nothing but a hammer and some tidy whities. And finally shouted, "Where's Nancy?" before smacking Paul in the head with a hammer in front of cops without being absolutely riddled with bullets. This guy is basically fucking Jason Bourne, apparently. He could breach 2 layers of federal security in an assassination attempt, but didn't bother. Where's the rest of it? Didn't bother to check if Nancy was even in the country. Yeah, she wasn't even in the country. So they want us to believe he was there looking for Nancy, and yeah, no. It's bullshit. The story's bullshit. So they might as well just come clean at this point. Might as well just come clean. Let's look. We got Satch is here. He says, "Boo! Did I scare anyone? You might have scared somebody. I don't know." Chessboard says he shit himself. Ruthless says, "Helm to 108 multi-pass." Man, finally, nobody else even mentioned or responded. I was hoping someone would come up and say like they knew what Helm to 108 was, but no one did until you got here. Nice thumbnail for your stream. Thank you, Ruthless. Yeah. Why can't he just admit that he's bisexual? I don't give a shit. The whole situation's funny. It's funny, you know. He got beat with a hammer dildo by a prostitute, you know. But the problem is he's lying and he's being a hypocrite. And you know, which, you know, it's just an ongoing issue. They keep trying to make anyone who's not far left into being some kind of hater of all these different groups that they want to act like white straight men hate. And they don't. We just absolutely don't care. Whatever. You know, it's people's business. I just don't want you shoving it down the kids' throats. Don't put it in the school. We don't need a fucking cross-dresser reading stories to children in school. Like, that's obviously trying to groom. And it is grooming. You guys are grooming. You don't like the use of the word grooming. You can fuck off. We're going to use the word grooming because that's what you're doing. You're groomers. You're being called out for it and you don't like it. That's why you want to ban the word grooming. You know, it's like saying, "Oh, we got to ban the word murder." What? Why would you want to ban the word murder unless you want to cover up the fact that you're trying to murder people? Same thing for grooming. They don't want people calling out groomers and grooming. That's their problem. They don't. If you want to silence people using those words, it's because you support groomers and grooming. You want to turn children into your little sexual toys. Well, you tried. You're not shutting everybody up, right? It's not happening. The tides are turning. The election is sure as fuck showing it. You know. Now it spooks the shit out of me too, for us to have too many goddamn Republicans running the joint. But at this point, it's, you know, as bad as the fucking left has got, as bad as the Democratic Party's got. Sigh of relief time, seriously, because the Democrats have lost their goddamn mind. I mean, hopefully the Republicans don't go off the deep end themselves once they get too much power and get a little drunk with it. Hopefully Republicans out there don't lose your goddamn minds. Stick towards the middle. If you put a candidate up in the, you know, we're already too far into it this time, but 2024, choose libertarian leaning Republican candidates. Don't try to shove the most extreme conservative down our throats that you can because you think you're right about everything. You're going to fuck up and make that pendulum swing all the way back to the other side again because you try to do the same thing that the left did. No, move to the middle. Move towards libertarian. Like when Ron Paul ran, I told you fucks in 2008. So like Ron Paul, and everybody's like, no, Ron Paul, blah, blah, blah. There's a problem that. Shut the fuck up. Elect Ron Paul, like nominate Ron Paul, Republican Party. They failed to do that. And what they do, they handed the election to Barack Obama on a silver fucking platter. Barack Obama did not win because he, because he won the hearts of anybody, really. He was going to do what he was going to do no matter what. The reason why he won is because of who the Republicans chose. They chose too far right, and lost the election. You gambled. You fuckers gambled. And you fucking lost. And you didn't do it just once. You did it twice. Like the fucking thing was, is I was telling people the next time around, I was like, look, Ron Paul's running again. You need to throw Ron Paul in there. There's no way you're getting rid of Barack Obama unless you nominate Ron Paul. Ron Paul can do it. The rest of these fucks, who'd they pick the next time? Holy shit. They didn't even have a lot of Republicans on board for that fuck. And then they're confused about why, we lost. You lost because, you know why you lost? Because you didn't listen to fucking me. You ask me in any election who to pick or who'll win, and you show me what you got, and I'll go over it. And I'll come to my determination, and I'll tell you, either party, I'll tell both parties who to pick to win, to guarantee the win. Because there's always a little bit of wild card action. Shit can go wonky at any time. But for the most part, if I tell you who will win the election for you, it's almost guaranteed. Ron Paul would have beat Barack Obama in 2008. They had a second chance to beat him and replace him with Ron Paul in 2012, and they fucked him. They fucked that up too. So I don't know what to tell you. Neither party wants to listen. Both parties do this bullshit where they want to try and ram the most extreme conservative or the most extreme liberal down America's throat. They want to say, like a lot of people don't like Hillary, so we're going to try and ram her down everybody's throat. And they know damn good and well, all the Democrats are going to vote for that bitch, even though some of them don't like her. They know. They got all the Democrat votes. So they just got to depend on the Republicans picking somebody goddamn stupid. And of course, they end up with a wild card. That was definitely a wild card situation. I don't know if anyone saw that shit coming. Ruthless says, really want to see police body cam and security footage. Absolutely. Where's Mr. Lee? I don't know, man. He's been skipping out on us. Angel says, Ruthless agree. I find it hard to believe there is no security in that house. Yeah, it's high security. It's high. It's like probably one of the highest security homes on the goddamn planet. This is Nancy Pelosi's home. They're trying to pull some bullshit. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to do the goddamn election on purpose. for for the left. It's already burning. It's already burning. Of course, it's. I don't know. The left is imploding. That's all I can say. The left is goddamn imploding, and they deserve to. They've been a fucking disaster. They've completely fucked up all our lives. I think they are. Well, I know they literally killed people. They've caused the deaths of people with this false pandemic and with the BLM terrorist attacks, because it wasn't. There wasn't. It was. They were masquerading as lawful protest. It was terrorism. Is what it was. Domestic terrorism. And fomented by the left. The left created this situation. They created it on purpose. So, Rutha says, Angel, look at the helicopter footage. The door and glass was busted out, not in. Rutha says, sure seems Hunter laptop is now finally blowing up. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see how far that goes. I don't know. I'm still kind of the thought that they plan all this shit out, like they always planned on scrapping the Biden family altogether and blaming a bunch of shit on them, perhaps, and it keeps people interested. Everybody's fighting over it, and it's just a bunch of bullshit and craziness, and that Hunter. There's this voice in me that says that the Hunter Biden fiasco was planned out from the very beginning. Say, okay, Hunter, this is what you're gonna do: lots of bitches and drugs, and then you're gonna face a lot of public backlash, and we're gonna act like we're gonna throw you in jail, but you're really gonna be in this nice place and get anything you fucking want anyway. And Rutha says, move to the middle, center holds. Yeah, because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are Democrat just because they agree mostly with Democrat, but they're largely libertarian. And there's Republicans that are kind of the same way. They're largely libertarian. And then you have people that are straight up libertarians. They're libertarians. They don't want Democrat or Republican. They really want a libertarian candidate, and they can't seem to get one because they get robbed of one. Because they manipulate the system to prevent they set the rules, like you have to have such a percentage to be able to get on the debate stage and so on and so forth. And so they don't let the libertarian debate the Republican and Democrat. They don't want the third party mixing up their fucking their plan. They want people divided on the two parties, and they want you to have only those two choices. And they keep planting that idea in your head that if you don't vote for your party, then you're giving a vote to the other party. I've heard so many people say that, and I was like, that's why we'll never get a libertarian candidate, is because people keep falling for this bullshit. These assholes already know who's going to win the election every time. They're manipulating the fuck out of it. They're straight up cheating. We saw that, right? We saw that. Everybody saw that. The left seems okay with cheating. They know damn good and well that was cheating. They know damn good and well, but they don't care because these far leftist fucks are dishonorable, evil people. They're lying. I'm not talking about the entire Democrat Party, but look, if you're Democrat and you vote for these scumbags, you're a partner in crime. You might be usually a good person, but you used your vote to vote for evil. And you might need to, look in the mirror a little bit and ask yourself if you did the right thing. The answer is fucking no. I mean, I don't know what more what more proof you need? Just look around. Look at how this whole last 2.5 years has gone down. We had a staged January 6th situation, right? That was planned out, and it was basically orchestrated. They want to call that, what they call it, an insurrection. That was not an insurrection. If there was an insurrection in America, you'd have a lot more bodies on the ground, right? There'd be blood all over the goddamn steps, all over those hallways. And there wasn't. Why? Because it wasn't an insurrection. You guys are calling shit by names that it isn't. It's like that reporter. You all seen the video, like with the reporter standing in front of this fire in the background and shit. And he says, it's a fiery but mostly peaceful protest. Shut the fuck up, you lying piece of shit. This is not a protest. You've turned the city into a goddamn war zone. It's looting, it's rioting, it's domestic terrorism. That's what it is. And you guys helped make it happen. The media helped make it happen. The politicians orchestrated it, along with their rich assholes that aren't elected who pull the strings of a lot of these politicians. So we need to clean some goddamn house. Democrat Party needs to fucking die. It needs to fucking die. And I'd like to say we could go to this freaking Libertarian Party and maybe, slide them into that next option after Republican kind of thing. But they've been infiltrated and corrupted already. That crazy bitch, the BLM supporter of the last presidential election, that's not a libertarian. That's not a libertarian. That was a far leftist plant. Guaranteed. I guarantee this far leftist plant. The Democrats have already it's probably part of the plan, right? That we're gonna implode Democrat Party. We're gonna push all this crazy shit as far as we can. The whole shit will implode. But then when the dust settles, we'll be taking over the Libertarian Party. The Libertarian Party slides into the position of the second party. People think they got something new, but in reality, it's just the Democrats in disguise, the far leftists in disguise. And we've gotten people used to some crazy shit. So we took it. Well, that's my left. We took it. We took it about this far left, and then it got pushed back. Well, it's not going to get pushed all the way back to the middle. So we made some headway, right? Like 2 steps back, 1. 2 steps forward, back 1. And that's how they do it with every election. Every time it changes hands between Democrat and Republican, that's how they do it. Because they know that's how they do it. It's like with the gas prices. Fucking Biden saying, "Oh, I got the gas prices down." Bitch, they are not down below what they were when you started. Gas prices started here. They gone up to here. Now they come down to here. They have not come all the way back down to where they were before. Shut the fuck up, you lying ass fuck. He tried to say that he was saying that the price was I can't remember the exact price. Anyway, he was saying the wrong price. He was saying it was he's basically claiming that he's brought gas prices down since he's become president, and that's just complete bullshit. Everybody goddamn knows it. All these Democrats fucking lie. I hate to just rip on Democrats, but goddamn it, the whole damn party. Whitmer the other day, son of a bitch, just straight up lied about how long the schools were shut down. Just straight up lied. Like everybody fucking knows that they were shut down a lot longer than that. Over a year in some cases. There's some levels of restrictions still in place in a lot of places. She's a goddamn liar. But don't worry, she's probably on her way out. Democrats all across the nation are on their way out. So we'll see where this leads us. You got too much. If it gets too the Republican heavy and the Republicans start thinking they can do whatever the fuck they want, they might do something nuts. Maybe that's part of the setup. Maybe they planned this all along. Now, what they'll do, I don't know exactly, but hopefully they go in there and they be sensible about this war with Ukraine. We need to not get involved. We need to step the fuck back. Stop supporting them. step the fuck back. Say, look, you guys need to just start kissing Putin's ass and ask him to, Putin's about to lay pipe on your ass, and you just need to ask him to use lube. Rutha says the wiener laptop is worse. Yeah. I like that. See, that was wiener. I mean, how do you end up with a name like that involved with this shit? Half the time I feel like they're purposely trying to jack with us on the names of these people. They just, like when I first heard of Barack Hussein Obama, I was like, how in the fuck did we end up with this guy that's basically named after all our goddamn enemies? They were supposed enemies in the world, right? Barack sounds like Iraq or Iraq. Some people call it Iraq. Hussein sounds like, it's exactly Saddam Hussein. Obama sounds like Osama. They're similar to Osama. Like, there's all kinds of name recognition up in there. So the people just vote for this guy because they're so brain dead that they vote out of straight up name recognition without knowing anything or realizing it or knowing, or knowing anything about these people. Because half the time these people don't know anything about the politicians they're voting for. Or was this part of the plan that he was manipulated into power because they just want to fuck with us? They want to make things so confusing we don't know, we don't know up from down. First black president. Barack Hussein Obama is not the typical name you would hear in America, right? But that's what we got, and I think part of it was orchestrated. It was on purpose. They were trying to fuck with us. So, what are you gonna do? Angel says, Ruthless, I thought it looked that way. The blip on the news went fast, showing that. The blip on the news went fast, showing that. Ruthless says, oh, did you see UK apparently did the Nord Stream attack? Did they prove it? Because I don't know. I saw where there was some news about, was it Germany saying that they knew who did it, but they weren't going to tell us. But UK didn't. I mean, I wouldn't. It's possible. I mean, maybe the United States just said, "Hey, you mind blowing that shit up for us," But maybe that's what. Because we saw. We looked at the videos. Of our people talking about Nord Stream's not going to be there anymore. We're gonna deal with that. So maybe they didn't mean that we would deal with it directly. We were just going to ask the UK to take that shit out, will you? Take it out before winter. We want people to feel the squeeze. Rutha says Truss's phone was hacked apparently. Names nomen est omen. Name is a sign. What are you talking about? Name is a sign. Rutha says Truss's texted U.S. 1 minute after Nord was blown up. It is done. Huh. Interesting. You would think you wouldn't need to send that text, right? Because they're going to hear about it. If it was done, they're going to hear about, oh shit, somebody blew up the Nord Stream. Well, I guess our guy took care of that. So this makes me think, okay, so if there was not necessary to text because there's going to be the shit, it's going to be on the news, right? You don't need to tell them it's done. So why leave a trail of documentation such as a text like that, and then allow it to be found? Like, how they know, how they, I mean, hacked. Seriously, I mean, hacked. I mean, you want to believe that this isn't all orchestrated? Like, this is orchestrated shit right here. This is some orchestrated shit right here. Almost guaranteed. Almost guaranteed. This whole goddamn thing is orchestrated. Like, there was no necessity to text it is done. This is what they want us to know. They're giving us what they want us to know right here. That's what the fuck's going on here. They're giving us what they want us to think. Doesn't mean it's true. Just versus Lockbeard, if you had made a threat like Blow Joe made about the pipeline, you'd be waiting on trial. Yeah, exactly, man. Yeah, they would have like fucking got my shit. They already don't like me. I don't remember how much I've said about whatever, but they already don't like me. This is I'm probably lucky to be sitting here, really. Ruthless says, why leave a trail of evidence? Because they are so fucking arrogant. I mean, it could be, but again, I just feel like they're just leaving. They're steering us in the direction of believing what they want us to believe. Now, maybe in some cases it's true. They did exactly what, and like this Nord Stream attack. If someone said, "Hey, it's for your country, we need to take this out," and they gave me adequate funding to make it happen, it would happen, and nobody would ever there would be no trace. No one would ever fucking know it happened, or that I was involved, or who paid. They would never know. It would just happen. Like, I'm just Joe Blow out here myself, right? I'm just, there, but so I feel like these people that run the world, they're not morons. They know exactly what the fuck they're doing. So I feel like we're dealing with some 5D chess here. They are leaving us they're doing shit that they want us to know they're doing because they want to get a specific reaction out of us. They're trying to fuck with us because they want specific reactions out of us. So, because there's just no reason to be this sloppy. This is it's just ridiculous. How could you be this goddamn sloppy? How the fuck is Hunter Biden just gonna? And people say, "Oh, well, he was a crackhead." No, I'm not buying that shit. No, I'm not buying that shit. This isn't because he was on drugs. That laptop was left at that computer shop on purpose. Now, maybe Hunter didn't do it. Maybe somebody arranged for it to end up there because they're going about to sacrifice Hunter on the on the altar of their whatever gods they believe in, and to further their agenda, though, the altar of their agenda. I'm sure Saddam Hussein thought that that he was going to get out of his whole partnership with our government to orchestrate a false war, to pretend to be an enemy when in reality he was working with our government. I'm sure he thought he was going to walk away without, and live out his days a rich man. But the reality was, no, they're going to turn on you and fucking kill your ass. That's what they're going to do. Ruthless says, I don't deny some shit is put out on purpose, but not all. The sheer arrogance and self-entitlement of meat suits can be breathtaking. Well, maybe. I mean, I imagine they could make some mistakes, but I just don't know, man. Look, I mean, I by myself, I'm sitting here like, how the fuck do they make this stupid mistake and that stupid mistake? I'm just one person. They got their whole fucking cult or team or, you know, the most powerful, and I'm sure they got some of the most brilliant minds in the world working for them. So why the fuck are they making all these mistakes all the goddamn time unless it's on purpose? I think it's all on purpose. Maybe on a rare occasion they make a mistake, but it's just too much. Yeah, I see the spammer. Chessboard says by blowing up the pipeline leaves it off the sanction table. So what are you saying? Who? Let me see. Let me go over here. Somebody dealt with this. Man, my computer is not liking me jumping the tab here. Oh, I see chessboard. Got him. Okay. Never mind. I can't see any of that happening. It's over on YouTube. I can't see any of it happening. So I have to jump over on YouTube. And every time I do it, my computer starts humming a little louder like it's working. I need to get the power. Get the power on here. There we go. So leaves the sanctions off the table, huh? Ruthless says, Lucky, that's like saying Biden's daughter left her diary behind on purpose. Again, I mean, how many times this shit got to happen before you think, okay, look, these nice little breadcrumbs, like really good breadcrumbs getting left all over the place by the Biden family, and people aren't like thinking this is not. No, there's something going on here. Biden himself is going to be sacrificed on the altar of agenda. And part of it, they're probably going to be ecstatic. It's like he's going to have served his term, and we're all going to have to look back at history, and there's no way of erasing that, right? That we had a President Biden, as ridiculous as that fucking was, we had a President Biden. Angel says, I find it strange that these sex bots show up more when politics are discussed. Well, I find it strange that they show up at all. You know, YouTube manages to detect if I play something that's a possible copyright infringement. They manage to detect when Mr. Lee has said something that they don't like and delete his comment, and yet they can't see. Okay, look, this fucking thing it says sex find in it. It says girls chat here. It says the same comment 4 or 5 times. This is a bot. And you want me to believe YouTube? YouTube wants me to actually believe that they can't stop these. No, they're letting these through. They absolutely are letting these through on purpose. YouTube, we know what the fuck you're doing. Stop being douche nozzles. You're about to lose this whole thing anyway. The shit's going down. So just stop it. But yeah. Chessboard says, Angel, it seems that way. Ruthless says, why wasn't it happening 15 years ago or even 20 years ago? It's an entropy thing with civilizations. Well, I mean, my familiarity, the further back you go, my familiarity gets, less and less, but this could be part of the development of their methods. I mean, it ain't like we haven't had tapes before of presidents and stuff. Some kind of recording of stuff. So, yeah, I think it's targeted. I definitely think it's targeted. Now, what they expect to achieve with that, I don't know. Like, we all see it's a bot. We know it's a bot. Mods will delete the fuck out of it when it shows up. So, I don't know what YouTube intends to achieve by allowing these bots into the chat, but but they got. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it that they can't stop these bots. I mean, deleting selected messages from people that aren't saying anything really bad or anything, like Mr. Lee's message that we showed on screen after they blocked that message. So something's up here. This is targeted. Chessboard says it was happening 200 years ago. Folks just didn't pay attention. Rutha says they're given far too much credit when it's simply happenstance by way of progression. I don't know, man. These people watch everything. So, and they plan everything. So I think that it's more likely that that laptop was left on purpose. That diary was left on purpose. Those audio recordings back in the day were left on purpose. You know what I mean? Or these guys have the ability to perform perfect secrecy, but they choose not to. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, it might make us feel better to think that they can make mistakes. Stupid human mistakes. And maybe they can. But this machine is just too big, too powerful to make all these mistakes. They're able to fully control the outcome of the elections. So we may talk about it like, we got to stop them from cheating and blah, blah. I don't think we can. Because how are we going to really know, right? With all these, everything's computerized now. And, they probably got a team of, straight up nerds who are paid a stupid amount of money to do just whatever the fuck and don't even just look the other way, motherfuckers. We're doing evil shit here, and how much money is going to take you, and then of course maybe they threaten their lives and all that shit too. But they can make anything happen. They can make money just appear into existence out of nowhere, thus drawing the value out of the system overall, and thus taking the value out of the bills that are in your wallet as you stand there. The value reduces some every time they create this money out of nowhere. They don't have to physically print it. They just plug it into the machine. Just throw some numbers in there and boom. There's some dollars. There's some damn dollars. So when we look at movies, right? they can make just about anything look pretty goddamn real on a movie screen. That's the technology that's available to the general public, right? To Hollywood. The technology that's really available, as we know, the government's always, many years ahead of what we have in the general public, even Hollywood. The government can probably make a video of anything they want, perfect CGI, that's indistinguishable from real footage. So we don't know what's up or down, right? And they got it all controlled. So when they make it look like that they're inept, dumb fucks that are always bumbling and making all these mistakes. But I think they make it like that so that we always think that these guys are not as scary as they really are. So that we, that they're scary enough that we're going to be scared of them, but not so crazy scary that we're like, fuck it, we give up, whatever. we have no choice. Like if we knew how bad it was, people would be piling their bodies on top of the government buildings to put an end to it. Probably it would be just like out of the Dune prequels, where the big machines, huge machines that could kill hundreds of people. But the people were so pissed off and got so riled up that they piled on by the thousands onto these machines, these robots, to destroy the robots. Just stupid level of human death in that story. Ruthless says it's simply gotten easier for them in the last 59 years by way of media. I like the analogy of Medea. Yeah, I've seen people use that. I don't know if it's, means anything, but I've seen people use that. Yeah, kind of figured. Well, perhaps. I can get more votes than anyone else, and yeah, that didn't happen. I mean, that was obviously faked. Right? There's no way that happened. There's no way. And we saw they put the evidence right on the TV screen, right? The news even showed. They didn't have to show that to us. That's what I'm talking about. They didn't have to show that to us, but they did. They could have tried to sweep that under the rug. Just don't report on it, like they do all the time. They do with stuff. They don't report on stuff. Ruthless says tech in the public eye has long been militarized, a decade at least earlier. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Enchantress. Yeah. I mean, there might be something to it. I don't know. Like, what's the origin of the word media, right? Let me look it up. All right. So, newspapers, radio, TV, technical term in advertising, plural of medium as intermediate agency, a sense attested in English from 1600. Okay, but why do they use that? So media being the plural of the word media, or media being the plural of the word medium. A medium, 1580, is a middle ground quality or degree, that which holds a middle place or position, from Latin medium, the middle, midst, center, interval. Noun, use of, neuter of, adjective, medius, in the middle, between, from the middle. Many of the secondary senses are via the notion of intervening substance through which a force or quality is conveyed, 1590s, and intermediate agency, channel of communication, 1600. From the former via application to air, etc., comes the sense of one's environment or conditions. From the latter comes the sense of a print publication, which later grew into the meaning in media. Did you follow that? All right. Chessport says, Ruthie, 2000, they liked Bush better than being gored. Rutha says, had nothing to do with who was liked. Looked at what Gore ended up with after he didn't win. He invented the internet. Yeah, seriously. Yeah. Can you imagine if we had that fuck for president? So yeah, I mean, I don't see how there's a relation between the word media and medium, or media and media. I mean, it just comes from medium. The word media is just the plural of medium. It doesn't appear to have anything to do with media. Down here it says in spiritualism, person who conveys spiritual messages, but I don't think it's released, or I don't think it has anything to do with that. In painting, in reference to oil, watercolor is the medium. The notion is liquid, which pigments are ground or mixed to give desired fluidity. A happy medium is the golden mean. Horses, aria, mediocrisis. Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with that stuff there. But it still gives people some conspiracy to throw about in relation to Medea. Medea lost her shit, says Ruthless. Greek mythology. Media has lost its shit. Well, I mean, if there's any relationship between those two situations, it could just be that that in the consciousness of humanity exists this notion of Medea, the Greek myth, and that it directs humans to behave in a certain way, similar to what the myth says, right? Based on, with the word relationship. So media sounds like Medea, and somehow this goes back to the notion of casting a spell. You spell a word, the word's spelled the same, the word sounds similar. And in a sense, you almost, some people look at it as you're casting a spell, that you can cast a spell by use of words in a certain way. Because it'll affect people's, it's not really magic necessarily, but somehow it affects human behavior and has certain results in the end. I think South Park explored this concept just a little bit. with their shit episode where they said the word shit too many times, and then things went wrong. Well, dang it. Of course, it's not going to pop up first thing, is it? It's not going to do it. We'll get a South Park clip in anyway, one way or the other. Just where it says, Lock, did you get the email about McD? Did you send it? I haven't looked in my other email. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick and see. It takes so long for it to load, so I have to wait a minute. We gotta shut her down. We gotta shut her down pretty quick.
You guys, look what I have. What? 4 tickets to the Lion King on stage. Oh, come on, you guys. It's supposed to be really cool. Yeah, no, it sounds really cool. You guys, oh my god, you guys. What, the boy? I was just watching the TV that has a commercial. So guess what they're gonna say tonight on that show, Cop Drama? What? No, come on, guess. They're gonna say something that's never been said on television. What? You never guess. What? Guess. After you comment, what are they gonna say on Cop Drama? You ready? Tonight, on Cop Drama, on TV, they're gonna say shit. They're gonna say shit.
Media has lost their shit, he says. Well, I don't see an email. Wait a minute. I guess I do. Stock jumps as McDonald's expands McPlant burger test. Oh, don't worry. That's just gonna fail. Yeah, that shit's gonna fall flat on its ass. McDonald's, don't be stupid. All beef burgers. Don't be dumb fucks. If it's got any amount of plant in it, it's not a burger.
On television. It was just on the news. People are freaking out, dude. Holy shit. We gotta walk. Yeah, I'm gonna have people over to my house to see it. But I got to see Wednesday. Maybe you didn't hear me, Kyle. I said shit on television. It's just a marketing play by the network. Like that time they had the first mail to mail parents and Philip. Oh, come on, dude, this is history. It's stupid. You're what's the matter? You got some sand in your vagina? No, I don't have sand in my vagina. It's just like it's laying around talking about one dumb word being on TV.
Ruthless says I got to get some breakfast, Lockbee. Almost 9 a.m. Queensland time. I'll try to get back if I can. Well, we're going to shut her down within a minute or two. And Western New York Bigfoot Investigation Group is going to be live. It's actually going to be live tonight. So in just a few minutes. Or I guess this morning for you. So... that's where I'm going, and a couple of these other people will probably be. So we'll see you there if you decide to come over.
Listen, Mitchell, I put my life on the line every day. How dare you accuse me? Oh, I bet this is it. Here it comes. I'm doing my job, Frank. We have to know where that evidence was shipped.
Oh, was that it?
Ship. He said ship. I told you, we don't have a record. Besides, your job is to protect the men who serve this for. I said it. Is it? Will it ever be enough? Cop Drama will return after these messages.
All right, y'all. Just War says, blessings, y'all. Thanks for dropping by. Go raid Satch's live stream in a few minutes. Let me see if I can pull her up on screen. There he is. Random live he's having. Bigfoot narrative. What do we know? Four minutes. So I'll drop the link in the chat. There it is. Angel says, see you over at Joe's. See you there, Angel. Donald says, hey, Lock, been lurking, kind of triggered today. Are you? Well, it's one of those days, I think, isn't it? So, yeah, thank y'all for coming. See you in a couple minutes if you're going to Joe, or see you next time otherwise.